Ever walked into a sales call knowing that you're gonna lose? Talked too much, sounded too desperate. That was me every day. Until one day I read this quote by Jeff Bezos that he said, "We don't sell, we are obsessed over the customer." That just flipped my mind upside down. So what I did right after that, I stopped learning how to close and I went back to learning how to connect with people and influence without pressure. That's where these 3 books come in. They helped me unlearn all the salesy BS that I used to use and rebuild from scratch. Let me break them down to you and show you how Jeff Bezos used every single idea to dominate the market. Book number 1, Start With No by Jim Camp. So when I read this book, or actually when I first saw this book, what was intriguing the most for me was like the title is Start With No. And I was thinking like, I want my customers to agree with me. I want my clients to agree. I want the yes. I don't want the no. But I was wrong. I was completely wrong. So were you of thinking sales is about chasing agreement. His idea is very simple. Here's the thing. Maybe we could agree on this. People don't like to be sold to, but they love making decisions. So your goal in here is to stop pushing and give them the opportunity to say no. It makes them feel in control. And when they are in control, now the dance starts. That's when the negotiation starts. Speaking of Jeff Bezos did not beg his investors. Here's what he told them, and I'm quoting. "This might fail. Most people think it's a bad idea, but I believe it's worth a shot." That disarmed people who wasn't a hype, and that was pop. When you are not needy, you are more attractive. So for you, brother and sister, when you walk into a sales, when you're about to sit down and close, all right, when you're about to finalize the deal or to start the negotiation, I need you to say one simple: "Look, I'm not trying to sell you anything. If it's not fit, I'm not gonna sell it to you, and I'm totally good with it." Cool? Cool. When you do that, you will see that the walls drop completely and your close rate might double because you start with a no. Book number 2, How to Talk to Anyone. I remember a few years ago, I did the worst pitch I've ever done in my whole life. All right, it was just embarrassing. However, I was so prepared. I had all the facts, I had the slides, I had everything locked in. And I had my best suit on, my glasses was clean, I had a fresh haircut. I was ready. And the client showed up, I sat him down, turned on the projector, and I went on just crazy about the presentation I did. About 5 minutes into the meeting, I noticed that they were bored as hell. They were bored out of their mind. Arms crossed, pulling away. They were not interested anymore. You know why? Because I wasn't talking to them. I was performing. And that's wrong. So there's a golden rule in sales and dealing with people as well, not only in sales. People don't care how much you know until they feel that you see them. Let that sit. So what you gotta do, learn their vibes, match their tone, echo their words. Because at the end of the day, sales, it's more of an emotional judo. It's a dance. You're working with another human being, not another number. When Jeff Bezos hired his engineers, he didn't talk up numbers with them. What he did, he presented a vision to them that they could see themselves in. He spoke their language, and not as a CEO, just another nerd. My favorite book. This book was a gift from a general manager I was working for about 3 years ago. One of the best general managers I ever worked for. Incredible gentleman. He taught me giving is more beneficial than receiving. It's not always about taking. You gotta give. So the book's title is The Go-Giver. All right, instead of Go-Getter, this book flips the whole thing. It's The Go-Giver. One time I had a family, husband and wife. They came into the dealership. It was a very slow day. So they came into the dealership. They had questions about different vehicles. They wanted to buy their son's his first car. So, and they were lost. They didn't know what to buy. They had a budget. They didn't know which one is more reliable than the other one, what they should own, what they should do. They were lost. So it was a slow day, and the book was fresh in my mind. So I was like, you know what? Let me see how effective this method is. So I went all in. I was teaching them everything. I was teaching them about why this car is better than the other one, why this miles is better than this one, and I just gave them all the necessary information, multiple quotes on multiple vehicles, and I did not hold back. I just went all in. I was just the go-giver instead of the go-getter. A week later, of course, they came back and they purchased. And this is what they told me: "You are the only one who actually helped us." Made me feel good. I was like, wow. So the go-giver flips the whole game. It says don't sell to make commission. Give so much value they would want to buy it from you, not because they're pressured, but because they're grateful. So, ever felt pressured buying from Amazon? No. Very convenient. You go to the app, order. It's fast, easy, reliable, and helpful. Be Amazon in a way. That's what they call it. Value first selling. Provide extra value. So next time you are with a prospect, teach them something they didn't know. Solve a tiny problem. Leave that price aside. Leave the numbers aside. Don't even mention it. Don't talk about it. Find a solution for your clients. Find an issue for them and solve it. Provide enough value for your clients so they purchase from you. And trust me, your sales will increase if you do. So Jeff Bezos built a $1 trillion empire without sounding like a salesman. And if you use these 3 books correctly, you would do the same thing. Because the truth is, selling isn't about pressure. It's about power with purpose. So, start with no, talk like a human, and give before you ask. Now go out there and sell like a fucking billionaire.